everybody, and welcome to Thursday, December 17th. We're ready to take flight today. You're going to see what I mean in just a minute about taking flight. A lot of things up in the air. We are just a few days away from getting that break we all so badly want, to get a chance to catch our breath and get ready for 2021. Let's get through it today. Ordinarily, get the flapjacks ready for National Maple Syrup Day. Pancakes, French toast, biscuits topped off with butter, and delicious maple syrup, all a great treat. It's usually from the xylem sap of sugar maple, red maple, or black maple trees that maple syrup is made from, although it is not limited to those maple species. These trees in cold climates store starch in their trunks and in their roots. In the spring, the starch is then converted to sugar that rises in the sap. Maple trees are then tapped by boring holes into their trunks and released and collected. After the sap is collected, it's processed by heating to evaporate much of the water, leaving the concentrated syrup. A couple quick facts. A maple syrup production farm is called a sugar bush or sugar wood, and sap is boiled in a sugar house, which is also known as a sugar shack, sugar shanty, or cabane et sucre. Either way we do it, gotta love syrup, eh? 17th also commemorates Orville and Wilbur Wright, the Wright brothers. On this date, 1903, the Wright brothers took flight in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. And today we honor them and all the great things that flight brings us. You can ask Mr. Johnson all about the Bernoulli principle and see what he has to say. The Wright brothers. Orville and Wilbur Wright kick us right back off. It's so important we got to take another look back at it. At 10:35 a.m. Eastern Time, the plane that they built was set off at Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. You can see as they load up the weight, drop the weight, zoom the plane off, and aviation history was made that day. On December 17th in 1925, Colonel William Billy Mitchell was court-martialed for insubordination. Who's Billy Mitchell, you might ask? Well, Billy Mitchell was one of our air heroes during World War I. He took over and he was kind of in control of most of our Air Force, and he constantly told the military commanders, "We're not strong enough." Military commanders said, "Stand down, just chill out." He led a group that bombed a bunch of German ships to make a point. He then again was very critical of how much we were spending in the military and not giving to the Air Force. And he was suspended, taken to court, and court-martialed for his insubordination. Billy Mitchell, most of you know that for the airport in Milwaukee, Mitchell Field, named after him. Switching from America to Germany and working our way into World War II, the Desert Fox, Erwin Rommel, a German commander, began retreating from northern Africa, heading back to Germany, signaling the beginning of the end for the German troops. 1944 brings me back to my Green Bay Packers. Yes, you getting tired of those guys yet? On December 17th, 44, the Packers beat the New York Giants 14-17 at the Polo Grounds, the championship game. It was the sixth and final league title under longtime coach Curly Lambeau. This game was revenge. The Packers felt that the Giants had done some illegal things a few weeks earlier, giving the Packers one of their few losses in the regular season. 1964, a very good year. It brought along the third James Bond movie, Goldfinger, starring Sean Connery and Honor Blackman, and it premiered in London. Take a look at this cool clip. Who could have known that in 1989, Matt Groening and his show The Simpsons, which premiered on Fox TV, would last nearly as long as it did. Homer, Bart, Marge, Maggie, all the characters, Lisa. It's been an amazing run. Here's a look at the first episode.
Well, good night, son.
Dad?
Yeah?
What is the mind? Is it just a system of impulses, or is it something tangible?
Relax. What is mind? No matter. What is matter? Never mind.
Thanks, Dad.
Good night, son.
Good night, Lisa.
Good night, Mom.
Sweet dreams.
Thanks, Mom.
Sleep tight.
I will, Mom.
Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Bed bugs?
Rock-a-bye, baby, in the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the bough breaks, the cradle will fall. And down will come baby, cradle and all. Sweet dreams.
We may be the best parents in the world.
Good night, dear.
Good night.
Dad, what were you saying, Dad? I didn't get the thing about the brain or matter? Could you be more specific?
All right, climb in.
There's nothing to worry about. Now, everyone go to sleep. Good night.
Okay.
2017 saw Star Wars: The Last Jedi make more than $450 million in its opening weekend. It was the second largest opening in North American movie history.
That's enough.
That's enough!
Do you think you got him? Now, if we're ready to get moving, we can finish this.
Sir?
And last but not least for December 17th, in 2019, a young girl's 5,700-year-old DNA was extracted from birch tar, which was used most likely as chewing gum in Lolland Island, South Denmark.
Happy birthday to you.
We start birthdays off today with Pope Francis, the leader of the Catholic Church. Resides in Vatican City over in Italy. Pope Francis was the first Jesuit pope, first in the Americas, and first non-European pope since Syrian Gregory III, 741. Also with a birthday today, former SCTV comedian, played many roles you may have seen before, Eugene Levy. Again, one of my favorites. I'm going to say that a lot. Enjoy all his work. Here's a clip.
Hi, I'm Alex Travell. Welcome to High Q, the game of academic achievement. Competing today are students from Parkdale High, Margaret Meehan, Peter Townsend, and James Bridgman, and students from St. Anthony's Collegiate, Leonard Mandel, Kathy Mifsud, and Bruce Moffat. Now, each school will have a chance to answer several skill testing questions, and at the end of the game, the school totaling the most points will win the game, and also a $250 scholarship to the university of their choice. Now, let's start the game. The first question worth 20 points, and the subject is authors. Margaret Meehan, Parkdale.
Henry Miller.
I'm sorry, Margaret. Let me please finish the question first, all right? What famous... Margaret Meehan, Parkdale.
Victor Hugo.
No, I'm sorry, Margaret. If you just let me finish the question first, see how it works. Okay. What famous humorist... Margaret Meehan, Parkdale.
Jerry Lewis.
Margaret, I'll have to ask you to please let me finish the question before answering, because that answer was extremely wrong. The question is, I want the name of the famous humorist and author who wrote The Adventures of Huckleberry... St. Anthony's, Leonard Mandel.
Finn.
Excuse me?
Finn. Huckleberry Finn.
You see, Leonard, the problem is that's also part of the question. I hadn't finished the question. If you would please let me finish the question. The question is...
There it is. That wraps up another week of school. Have a great weekend. You know the drill. With the holiday season coming up, remember that kindness is a gift that everyone can afford to give. So, you know the drill. Be kind, all. We will see you next week for a very short week. Bye.